In a world of glitz and glam, flashing lights and screaming fans, most people are unaware of the war that rages behind the scenes. And that war includes your favorite artist and your favorite songs. This is The Dark Side of Songwriting. Hosted by Nayim Edwards.
Welcome to The Dark Side of Songwriting. My name is Nayim Edwards and I am your host. Today we are talking about when your success is just not good enough. At least not good enough to help the people who mean the most to you. What am I talking about? This is the addiction, substance abuse, substance use series. We have a few interjections, but we still stay on course. And I'm talking about Master P's wife or ex-wife and Master P's daughter. Both, one dead from addiction, one suffered from addiction, and how, he was feeling he had survivor's guilt for having to let go of these people, and these people let go of his wife, and trying to help her, and no matter what, he couldn't do nothing to help her. His daughter, she was doing good, and then the OD had the final say. A lot of times as musicians, as artists, creators, songwriters, whatever we do, we get so caught up in making it. We get so caught up in being the best that we can be, getting to a point where we never have to go back to the dark side ever again. But unfortunately, wherever there is brightness, there is going to be darkness that is cast. What do you do when your loved ones have illness, have sickness, have addictions that no matter what you do, you got all the resources, you got everything that can help them, but your millions, your success, you making it's just not good enough. It's just not ever going to be enough, because what they're experiencing is what I call the appetite of hell. Having an addiction is to be controlled by, that's what I call them, controlled substances. These people are ruled and governed, and their God is whatever the substance is that they cannot live without. It doesn't matter if you have millions of dollars for rehab. It doesn't matter if you are the Michael Jackson of rap music when it comes to entrepreneurship. It doesn't matter how much you overcompensate with, my son, he had a rap career, but he ain't really into the rap. He's more into the film and being an entrepreneur and doing that, and everybody else. And we got all these other things going on around us. What do you do when none of it is good enough? What do you do when you have a person in your life as a writer? And don't get confused. Master P was never, he already said he never gave a fuck about being the best. He never gave a fuck about that. It was about having the product itself. What do you do when that doesn't matter? And the answer to that question is there is nothing you can do. It doesn't matter how successful you become. It doesn't matter how many hit songs you write. It doesn't matter how many albums you sold. If you have somebody in your life that, best case scenario, you got to let go of. Worst case scenario, you got to bury them. That they just don't want to come away from that life. There is no overcompensating for it. There is no song that you can write to pull them in. There is no music that can be made. There is no product that can be manufactured. There is nothing you can do to get a person who does not want to be delivered from the evil that has taken over their life on this side. It's nothing you can do. It doesn't matter how many records Master P sold. It doesn't matter how many entrepreneurs he's helped, how many people he's helped, how much we love him on the inside of what's going on in his mind, especially as a creator. Probably to the point where he's thinking, if he never even got into this music shit, his life wouldn't have fallen apart, because I know I've had times in my life where I felt like if I never would have walked down this way, and I feel like everybody got something like that, if we never would have went in this direction, this level of chaos never would have happened. Because people just expect you to move on with your life when you're rich. People just expect you and you don't even have to be rich. Like, being for real, when you are an entertainer, you have any type of notoriety, you've done anything, you've accomplished anything, people just expect you to be like, put your RP post up, put your I'm sad post up, or this hurt me, have your publicist issue a statement, and you supposed to move on with your life and get back to entertaining, and that's just not how this shit go. Master P's not rapping right now. He don't have to rap no more, but he does do other things, and he is still premier, and he still does own all his stuff. The dark side is, it doesn't matter when the things that matter to you don't have nothing, like you being successful in your career don't have nothing to do with the people that matter to you, because their God is something else. You're focused on this, but they're focused on something else. You spent so much time focused on this, and they're so focused on the other stuff. You know, it's sad to see, because that'll just make you ask yourself, what's the point of being successful if everybody around me, if you had hindsight, or if you could see the future, and you would see that your daughter would pass away, and you would see that your wife, your family was never going to be the same because she was strung out and stealing and doing all this, you probably would say, fuck this shit, I don't want this, I'd rather have my family than have this money. The problem is, you're going to lose your family if you don't have it, because you can't provide, but you're going to lose your family when you do have it, and their vices take over their lives. A lot of songwriting, a lot of making music, and a lot of this stuff in business and stuff, you gotta vibrate higher, which is crazy, because I try not to be all spiritual about this stuff, but it's true. You have to be, your mind has to think different, think higher, think better, because you're in a position where you are expected to continue to produce even in your worst times. Like, your daughter passed away, you shouldn't be on no motherfucking interview. Oh, your daughter just passed, how does that make you feel? What do you mean? Like, what kind of question would you ask? You know what I'm saying? Like, you shouldn't even be doing stuff like that. But as creators, people want to distract themselves, throw themselves into work, throw themselves into whatever, which could be a good thing. But the thing is, the shit that really matter to you, you're going to lose it. So, you know, I wanted to get this off my chest for a little while, because I had seen it, and it was just like, what do you do when nothing is good enough? You just got to keep rolling and keep going and keep living and hope that you don't break down, you know? So that's the dark side. My name is Nayim. I'll holler at you tomorrow.